and swim teams from the sponsors of the ZNS Radio and TV CARIFTA Update.
With medals gleaming and national pride soaring, Team Bahamas returned from the 2025 CARIFTA Games in Trinidad and Tobago after a stellar showing that saw the team clinch 37 medals, including 16 gold. From a record-breaking jump to electrifying sprints, Bahamian athletes made their mark on the regional stage, signaling a bright future for track and field in the country. In studio today, we sit down with the president of the Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations, Drumeco Archer, for a recap of performances, highlights of the breakout stars, and to discuss what's next for Bahamian athletics. Now, welcome to What's Trending, or welcome back, I should say, to What's Trending, Drumeco.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here with us. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Team Bahamas. You called it. You said that you had a great team and we should expect a great showing, and I think our athletes did just that. So congratulations first.
I'll accept that. I'll take that.
So how would you rate our athletes' overall growth and the team's performance in Trinidad?
You know, we always say that we want to do well. We always want to come and be the dominant factor. But I never expected the performances that we saw. I never expected the response and the impact of the games that we were able to leave behind. And I think that that tells an even more profound story than the actual results of medals. I think that we put on a show that really provide a lot of discussion within the track and field community regionally. And that was the exciting part.
That was awesome. So the under-17 division, they showed exceptional promise. What factors do you think contributed to this strong performance in the category?
I think long and medium-term planning. Things don't happen overnight. I think that we have a tendency of just celebrating the successes of our programs, but we don't consider the developmental process. And I think that we're at a stage where we move from a kids athletics program to the evolution of that very same athlete donning the junior stage, which I think has really gotten a lot of attention over the past 5 to 7 years. And that is what tells the story, the planning from the little tot, tiny tot, to what we see today.
Now, with the Bahamas trailing Jamaica in the medal standings, what steps are being taken to close the gap and potentially surpass them in future competitions?
I think we continue doing what we do, but we have to be more intentional in the other areas. The Bahamas loves to think of itself as the sprint capital of the world. Either I'm a 100-meter runner or a 400-meter runner, and we pay less attention to what one may think to be the less sexy events like the middle distance. I believe that we are enormously talented in those areas. The unfortunate thing is we haven't given it enough attention. And so as we begin to speak, we had a press conference last evening, and I said, immediately following, we're going to start talking about those deficiencies. Let's celebrate our successes, but we're now looking at what makes us deficient, because I still believe we can beat Jamaica. I'm determined to beat Jamaica, and this is day one of the march towards Grenada, which is where the 53rd CARIFTA Games will be held.
That's good to know. Now, several athletes had standout performances, including Jade Ferguson's record-breaking pole vault jump, and Egan welcomed down Neely's victories in the 200, 400, 4x1, 4x4 relays. Can you highlight the significance of these achievements for us?
You really had to be there to really appreciate just how electrifying those performances were. I mean, they captured the attention, they commanded the attention of not only the spectators, but also the host broadcasters.
Yes.
They spoke. When I listened back to the host broadcasting, you swear Egan, those have become rock stars.
Right?
Everyone talks about the
I got
Egan Neely.
goosebumps watching the relay. It was really good.
And you know, I gotta say, it gotta be God in some instances, that He has blessed us with amazing talent that we have discovered and refined and nurtured into really taking them into stardom. So Egan has been the story of the day. I wish that he had gotten the Austin City Award. It's a subjective award. There's no real metrics that go into the calculation. 4 gold medals. I think that what comes out of these discussions and the games is the idea of being in somebody's bedroom and understanding the athlete, coming to know the athlete a lot more intimately. And it's the story behind the performance that really makes it such a special thing.
Yes. And with athletes like Teray Forbes, Jose Johnson, both 14-year-olds who gave outstanding performances in the upcoming years, how do you envision their potential evolving?
You know, I spoke about Jose ad nauseum leading into this event. Jose had an opportunity to win both long jump and triple jump. She faltered, she fell back, and I think that caused her the medal in the triple jump. But I promised you that both Teray and Jose, you will see them again for the next decade even.
And we all watched in awe as the under-17 boys 4x1 relay team clinched gold by breezing past Grenada. What does this victory signify for the future of Bahamian sprinting?
Command. I think that when you watch that race, I think that that's it right now.
Correct.
You saw how Egan commanded the sprints by just going into second gear. No one could rival this young man.
No.
And it reminds me of the Usain Bolt era.
I thought about that. He just didn't do the luck over. He did the slow.
He didn't do that.
He did the snow. But Usain also does the luck. The luck pass when he running past you.
Well, we tell them not to do that.
Don't do too much.
We want good showmanship, but we also want good sportsmanship.
Fair enough.
And I think the thing to remember about that win when he won the 4x4 is when he did this, signifying that he'd won 4 gold medals. But of course, you have to give credit to Jacario Wilson as well, who's also...
And that was the next person we were going to get into. He brought home 2 individual gold medals as well in the 110 and 400-meter hurdles. How does this performance reflect the growing strength of our male hurdlers?
I think that we're growing in confidence. We believe that we can win. And it's about shifting the culture of how we approach our sport. I tell every athlete, there's no athlete that's better than you. And when Jacario won, I sent a text to Grant Holloway, a world record holder and Olympic gold medalist for the United States, and I said, I want you to take a look at Jacario and to send him an inspiring message. And so right before he ran, I said, Grant said, go for it. And he couldn't believe that a hero like Grant would send such a message.
And that's definite inspiration.
And so we teach our athletes that you are the best athletes in the world. And there is no one that is a figment of your imagination that can beat you. And I saw that transition in Trinidad.
Now, Akil Williams and Wyatt Cartwright both won gold and silver in the under 20 boys javelin. How's the country's future looking as it relates to field events?
Well, I think that you should look at it in the reverse. For years now, we've always dominated the field events, whether it's in the throws and in the jumps. And Corrington Maycock has continued to do a significant job of really keeping us on the podium. I'm very, very grateful to the infusion of more throwers like Laquel Harris and Kyle Hicks, who've continued leading the charge in that area. So our field event is in good hands with those coaches. Let's not forget that we've dominated those areas for maybe 8 years now. That's significant. And the world continues, the region continues to model after the work that we've been doing. All God.
All God, indeed.
All God.
Well, today is World Book Day, and we at What's Trending are encouraging you to read responsibly. That and so much more right after the break. Stay with us.